So I've gotten a couple of questions about, yo, can I see your collection, or what's your watch collection like, or what's your favorite, etc., etc. Now, I don't do collection videos. Why? Because I'm broke. I don't have a lot of stuff. I borrow everything. I own one or two things. But I have a couple of watches in my rotation, possibly, maybe they're borrowed, who knows, that get the most amount of burn and wear. Now, these are watches that recently I find myself reaching for more and more, and they're really fun for their own particular way. Now, they have a lot of similarities to them. I'm going to be completely honest with you, but this is just putting you guys onto some of the pieces that I enjoy. So let's roll my motherfucking music so I can put you onto my current watch rotation.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. So it's gonna be 4 watches that are getting the most rotation lately. Now, are these my absolute favorite watches? I guess in the meantime they are, because they are getting the most wear, but there's times that these can be substituted for others. But recently, like when I'm really sitting down and looking at it, they're the ones that are sitting on my watch stand the most, or on wrist, because sometimes, and I don't know if that happens to you, you're wearing a watch for X amount of days and just forget. Like there's times that I forget I'm wearing a bracelet or a chain or a watch. It happens all the time. So in this particular case, this took a little bit of time because I'm like, oh, this gotta be a favorite watch because I've worn it for the last week. First watch I'm gonna start off with is not a cheap watch, but it's not super expensive either. By the name of Seiko. It's not a Grand Seiko or anything along those lines, but it's a Seiko mod. And this piece was made by N Horology Labs in Canada. It's a beautiful mother of pearl dial that I requested on it on a rose gold case. So initially it came on a different strap, and I like the green strap on this joint because this has that money green kind of Rolexy style vibe. This is definitely an homage to a Rolex Yachtmaster 40 on Oyster Flex, which is pretty much one of my grail watches, which I will have one day. The watch was built from the ground up. I've had it for, I think, about 2 years, and there's no wear or discoloring on the plating at all. I apologize for the strap being magically disappeared because I'm in a green screen. I'm not in a penthouse somewhere. But it's a day-date function. It's an absolutely beautiful, very classy yet sporty watch. It wears on the wrist beautifully at a standard 40mm size. It's got the exhibition case back, as you can see, and I believe the movement is the NH35, something along that space. I'm not a watch expert, but I think it's somewhere in that space that you can see on the exhibition case back. Very reliable movement. The joint holds great time, and it has at least a 48-hour plus power reserve. One of the most amazing things about this timepiece is the lume. Check out the lume and the potency of this lume. No other watch that I've ever held or owned has this type of lume function. It's absolutely earth-shattering nuts. When I first saw that lume action, I was like, this is the illest piece I've ever seen in my life. So for me, this custom Seiko mod is just for me. It's kind of like a get ready for my Rolex Yachtmaster 40 on Oyster Flex in rose gold. Next one. Now the next piece is a newer acquisition in my collection, and I must say, I am loving every second of this super simplistic tool watch, and that's the Tudor Black Bay 58. The Black Bay 58 no date function is a baby sister to a Rolex Submariner no date. It's under the Rolex parent company umbrella, and it's such a great watch for the money. The build quality of the watch is amazing, and what I liked about the Black Bay 58 that I didn't like about my former Rolex Tudor Pepsi is the size. The smaller case size, what is it, 38mm if I'm not mistaken, is perfect. I think anywhere from 38 to 39mm case size on a watch is perfection in all aspects. Some dudes got bigger wrists and it looks kind of crazy, but if you guys are paying attention to the watch market starts to really make a resurgence of these smaller sizes on big dudes. Smaller sizes, leather straps, custom leather straps, vintagey feel. Smaller sizes are absolutely making a comeback, but a 38 or 39mm size on a timepiece for my particular wrist size, which lives in that 7-inch mark, is absolutely perfect. I love this watch. I love the simplicity. I love the blue color of this joint, kind of mimicking the Rolex Smurf with no date function. And obviously this is not white gold, but it comes on this suede strap with the butterfly deployment. It is perfect. For me, a perfect daily beater, whatever you want to call it. It is a sub $4,000 watch with lineage, with pedigree, with notoriety, with name recognition, etc. Or the poor man's Rolex. I mean, a poor man is not spending 4 racks on a watch. So I don't know how poor you are, but if that's your level of poor, then you're doing okay. Is it a complicated watch? Is it a wow watch? No. I didn't look for a wow watch. If I wanted to look for a wow watch, I would have gone a different direction. I wanted a perfect daily wear timepiece that would just suit my needs. I don't have to mess with the date function. I don't gotta forget this. I gotta wind it and then go through it. I didn't have to do all that. Set it and forget it. This has about a 48, 72 hour power reserve as well, depending. I haven't really kept track of it because I've been wearing this shit a lot since I got it. Everybody who loves watches has appreciated this particular watch. Some may think it's just super boring and very plain for the price point, and that's perfectly fine. That can be said for a lot of 6-figure watches as well. But this, for me, is an amazing daily wear watch. It actually holds a decent amount of value, especially with the ups and dips that the market's been having. The easiest to find this particular timepiece on a really cheap budget, like $1,000, $2,000. You're gonna find it, if you do find it at $2,000 or a high $2,000, it's gonna have some issues, some dings somewhere. This, great piece. Next one. One of the original wristwatches. One of the biggest names in designer luxury. We're talking about the Cartier Santos. Now this Santos is the white dial, which some people may consider the basic dial. Everybody's hyped off the blue face, which is super nice. It's a newer interpretation. This is the 2018 version with the quick release links and strap, which I absolutely love. This is as classy as it freaking gets. This is not a chill watch for me. This is kind of like a dressy watch with a little bit of a sporty flair, and I mean like business casual sporty flair. I love this timepiece. I love how this wears. This is the mid-size, so this is probably more towards a lady size. It's right in between, sitting at about 35mm case, just kind of rough for some people, but again, the smaller sizes are making a comeback, and for a small wrist, the 35 fits perfect. Think about it. A lot of dudes is walking around here with Rolex Datejust 36mm, throwing huge diamond bezels on it to give it a 38, 39mm presence when you're sitting on a smaller frame. Ridiculous. I'd rather have a small, classy, understated timepiece with lineage and amazing quality that also holds a decent amount of value if you bought it on the secondary market. The brushed case and that high polished finished bezel, I think it's an absolutely beautiful timepiece, and like all other Santos pieces, the blue cabochon just adds that element of classy and sophistication to any wardrobe. So this Santos is an absolute gem. Love, chef's kiss on the wrist. And finally, the timepiece that I'm currently wearing is my new buddy. I don't know how long it's gonna stay in my collection, but it is a two-tone Rolex Daytona V serial 116523. So a V serial puts it around 2008, 2009-ish. And this piece is a beautiful showstopper. It is a love of many people. This is the white dial, which is a polarizing dial, to be honest with you. A lot of people are like, ugh, I can't stand the white dial. I'd rather the black dial all day. Then there's people are like, the white dial is the bee's knees. That is the Daytona if you're gonna go the two-tone route. And then you have the people like two-tone is trash. You go stainless steel or full gold. I mean, you have Rolex naysayers and experts all across the board. For me, this Daytona is just another step of me getting up to the timepieces that I want. That's what I usually do. I like to negotiate, see how the market goes, and continue to upgrade till I get to the pieces that I want. I'm not in a place that I can accumulate a bunch of different timepieces of high value ticket. I'm not there in life yet. Again, I'm broke. But if you're gonna talk about lineage, reputation, a blend of class and dress, Daytona is in the conversation. Daytona is one of the legendary staples in the Rolex lineup, and this is an honor and a privilege to have. It's a beautiful, classy piece. It's a chrono. I barely use the chrono function. It's literally more for look. And this is a watch that I pretty much manifested myself to have, as I used to rock heavy the Invicta Speedway version for many years. So with this being a 40mm case size, it is the top of the sizing chart that I like to wear on my wrist. I live comfortably between 36 and 40 at the absolute max. Anything over 40, unless it's a super slim profile or something along those lines, really doesn't suit me as much. Although I have worn some bigger Royal Oaks and somehow they look decent on my wrist. But this is just where I like to be. I think it's a gorgeous timepiece. It just suits me. It blends in with all the other jewelry and mixes of jewelry that I like to wear. So I thought it's a gorgeous timepiece, and definitely fortunate to have something like this in my collection that has taken a lot of work and many years to obtain. I try to compile all this in a quick video about the watches that I've reached for the most lately, and let me know what your daily watches are or what your grail watches are in the comment below. I love y'all, mother section from the heart, and I'll see y'all snitches next time. You know it is biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test? For the fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola start tack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.